Well, let's move on then. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Next Coen's a serious
Yes.
man.
Another rewatch. A serious man. This is the one I was
Same.
looking forward to most
Same.
to rewatch.
I was most
So
curious about this rewatch, I think, as far
Yeah,
as like if my quality threshold would change or whatnot.
yeah. I hadn't actually seen this one, which I haven't seen most of the Coen Brothers shit. I feel like so. I guess that's not really a surprise.
Well, what did you guys think
Yeah.
about this one?
This one for me, man. This one, like I said, I was just getting like angry at this guy's like inability to take control of his life. I was just like, yeah, I was just getting frustrated.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
stupid.
It's a very frustrating movie to watch.
Yeah, and it was long. I just felt the runtime in it too. I was just like, by the time it ended, I was ready for it to be done. So, yeah, for me, this one was just didn't quite hit. But I don't know, Joe. You compared
feel
to Burn
that.
After Reading in your first watch. What do you think?
I liked this one better than Burn After Reading, but I also think that that's just because of my like. I think
Burn After Reading is pretty low.
I didn't grow up Jewish. I grew up Catholic, and I think that like the main theme of this movie is to like not always put your trust in God and put your trust in yourself sometimes.
Mm.
And I don't know. I feel like that kind of really resonated with me as a person. So
Like the guilt of
I
it
kind of
all
liked
is
that.
pretty equivalent, kind of. I'm assuming, or like the church
guess-
guilt that's like looming over this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I guess the main question I think that at least I ask myself, it goes back to the nihilist thing. Does it any of it matter? I mean,
Yeah, I guess that's a
down
good
to-
point too. Because like even at the end, I was like thinking about it with the tornado and shit, and how he was gonna give back the $20, and then he just kind of like put it in his headphone and like just like
is the
looked at
tornado
the
going to kill
tornado.
him? Is it not going to kill him? Does it
Exactly.
matter?
I also
Is
thought
him
like
erasing his grades?
I
Does
was
it matter
wondering
that
if
he's
like that
erasing
had
his
something
grades?
to do with like because like the scene before that is like the bar mitzvah where like he finally you finally see that one rabbi and he tells him like when you find out that the truth is a lie, it like kind of changes your perspective or whatever. And he like that's when he gave him back the headphones, and he's like listening to the headphones as the tornado is like coming. And I feel like that was like just like I don't know, this signify that I don't know. He like fuck it, don't give that back. Just fucking listen to your music. I guess.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
That's kind of the headphones part I took was like, this is the way that his son is basically drowning out all the noise that he's like the father's dealing with, kind of.
Yeah,
Like he's
I guess that's true.
evolved, or like his way of coping is just like a more modern way or something, you know, like that's what I took at least. But yeah, I totally can see what you're saying too.
Yeah.
What do you think, Matt, with this rewatch?
This one also amplified on my watch. I'm glad it did. It didn't boost it to like a 5-star movie for me because I kind of get all your guys' gripes with it, you know, still. But it's definitely nihilistic and depressing. It's the most depressing Coen Brothers movie. I guess to me, when I picture Coen and I'm like trying to rate their movies and talk about their movies, it's like the most fullest exploration of those themes almost, or like the most in-depth.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, it's them being very honest in this movie.
I don't
in a
know.
way.
I would say The Man Who Wasn't There is like pretty high on my list. I don't know. I would say that's the one that sticks in my mind that could be more than this, or possibly Barton Fink. Those two I would say like are close.
More
But
depressing, you said,
Pink,
or
yeah, or just like I don't know.
exposing the
nihilistic.
Coens.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
what they really feel. Yeah, for sure. I imagine this is similar to their lives as Jewish people.
yeah.
But
I assumed
yeah.
they were Jewish. Like they are.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gotcha.
so
Yeah, no, actually, this watch through for myself, I think this is probably so. No Country for Old Men is an original script, so excluding that one, this is probably their smartest and best written script, I would say, like original. In my opinion, I mean, down to just little conversations of the whole question throughout is, does it matter and is it important or whatever you want to, however you want to describe it. Like when he's having the conversation with the boy And the boy's like talking about mathematics and how, oh, well, but you told this story. And he's like, well, the story doesn't matter. The maths matter. And he's like,
Hmm.
well, then why do you tell the story? He's like, well, to help with it. So it's just, you're always questioning what really does matter in the grand scheme of things. And then when he's confronted with his wife, he's like, I haven't done anything. And maybe that's the problem, right?
Right.
So when he does do something, all these bad things happen. So should he be doing nothing or should he be doing something? So
Hmm.
it's so everything mattered that was happening in it, down to the math written on this giant board behind him. That means nothing, does it? I don't know. Is it gibberish? Same with his brother's book of great mathematics, but also his brother, when he gets arrested for sodomy, allegedly, right? Is it you never explicitly told what kind of bar it was? Is it like a gay bar? Is it a normal bar? Is it,
Hmm.
but does it matter? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just super smart and I really liked it. So, yes, great
Nice.
movie.
I
Really
agree with
enjoyed
that.
it.
Kind of
Down to the
agree with it
last,
being one of their best scripts, honestly.
yeah,
Like it is like very full, and it feels like the turns it takes are like compact and perfectly packaged
yeah.
to the theme. You know.
And
Yeah.
it's so tight. Everything that is said seems to like matter and really drive home the point of what they're trying to get across. Down to like the fable at the beginning of the Dyebook or Dyebook, whatever it is.
Yeah, I thought like that would come up again, and like well, I guess like, are you gonna explain the connection between the two? Yeah,
Well,
I guess I was just
I mean,
curious, like if that concept would come up again because it didn't
I
really.
mean, it goes down to she stabbed him. Is there consequences? Does it matter? I don't know. He's off now. Was
Mhm.
he actually a Dybbuk? We don't know. Down to the credits, he's labeled as Dybbuk question mark in his character in the credits. So
Ah,
like down to the
Mhm.
credits, they're still
I guess
like,
I
is
mean
he a
like
Dybbuk?
he fucking walked out. I mean like that dude. Yeah,
But he was
100%. That guy was like,
Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Yeah, no, and like even the final image of the whole thing is just like the tornado coming at the boy. He's erasing the F's. The doctor's delivery of like, should we, should I come in? He's like, or when should I come in? Now, now would be a good time,
Hmm.
like, or as soon as possible. Whatever he says, it's just
Yeah.
like perfect beats, and then it ends.
Yeah.
Very
I made
good.
a note that it like doesn't give you answers specifically, like physically in the movie and in the script. It doesn't give you answers at the end of
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
did he get his tenure? We think he did, but like,
right.
does he have cancer? We don't know yet because he has to go still talk to the doctor. Like it's like they leave you in a place that they like needed to for sure, and it's
Right.
like it's all encompassing of that theme at the end too, where it's like you still don't have the answers and you got to deal
Right.
with it. And it's exactly what that main dude's been dealing. Like he's been doing this whole time. Like
And like the letters even written to the tenure people, were they from uh
fucking sigh.
Psy
Yeah.
or were they from the Asian
Somebody else.
family,
Yeah.
the Korean family?
Mm.
Because she says she thought so highly of you. He wrote to the tenure board,
Mm.
but then they got bad letters from the tenure board. So you have it's just so
Yeah.
well
Is
constructed.
Psy like writing bad letters? Like it's
Right.
like all this like questioning for
And
sure.
because he wrote those letters, is that why he died in the car accident? Or was it because of the infidelity with the wife?
Hmm.
Or
Yeah,
does it matter?
dude, I
Yeah.
totally thought he was gonna come back as a Divik or whatever too after he
He
died.
sort of did in a way in the
Kinda, yeah, in
dream.
his dreams,
Kind of.
yeah.
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 One thing I wrote down is that I thought the score sounded like the score from Barton Fink,
Mm.
and I just looked it up, and I guess it is actually the same guy. So that was kind of
I think his
interesting.
name's Carter Burwell,
I don't
right?
know.
He
I
does
didn't.
most of the
Yeah,
Coen's music. Yeah.
gotcha.
Don't really talk
I can
about
see that.
the score that much for Cohen's, but it is like subtle enough to
It's like fine.
get you there.
It works.
Just
Yeah, I
like
don't know.
pretty minimalist, but good.
And then I also wrote down like that first scene. I think like partially because it was just in a different language. But also I originally thought that the person who came to the door was a Nazi. I didn't think that it was like a demon. Because of how they were talking about it, and they're Jewish and stuff. So it like reminded me of the intro scene to Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards. Yeah.
And so I looked that up, and I guess they came out the same year. I guess Inglourious Bastards came out in May, and this came out in October.
Interesting.
Which I guess like realistically, the scenes, besides just being in a different language and them being Jewish, I guess there's not really a lot of other crossover because like it wasn't actually a Nazi, it was a demon. In this case,
Or was
but
it?
I still felt yeah right.
felt
I
that
still
DNA?
felt like yeah, because like I don't know. For me, I felt like that first scene was tense because you're just like, what the fuck is this thing in the
Yeah.
house, you know?
That
Yeah,
But
scene
that's
actually just like it just made me kind of see what they could do in horror for this
yeah,
movie.
to be honest, I was terrified. Like
That
I
was-
didn't know what
it
the
was
fuck was
eerie.
gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
that was one of the main things I took away from this whole movie. I'm like, these guys could write a banging horror movie because this whole
yeah,
movie is a horror movie. I
Like
mean,
the
the whole
knock at
thing
the
is
door at
just
the beginning
yeah,
when
Yeah.
they
it's
realize that
so chilling.
it might be not who
Yeah,
they thought. Yeah,
it's so good, and the fact that they're supposedly they're writing a horror movie and going to direct one.
that's what they want to do,
So
right? Yeah,
like,
I'm down for
yeah,
it.
I mean, I'm here for it. Like this is probably this Barton Fink are pretty close to like horror. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Especially the beginning of this film. I had like when the knock happened, I'm like, oh shit, this is fucking good.
Makes me think they're gonna do like they could do then like something vaguely supernatural. I don't know what their plan is or how they want to go about it, but
Yeah,
those are Barton Fink and this are kind of similar, where it's like
right.
the demon or the devil like in disguise or whatever
Yeah.
helping you.
So
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Wonder what their take would be.
Yeah.
Um, as to the frustration of this movie, I 100% get it. But then I like the reason why I like it is because to me it's like the Coens like an exercise in restraint as like a screenwriter and also like with this character he has so many like anxieties bottled in and like he's a man just like fucking taking it. He's like getting cucked left and right in life, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And like
Yeah.
he always finds a way through like God to like not blame the other people but think about like why he is deserving of this. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Mm.
so I don't know. It's just yeah, really smart in that regard.
Yeah, no, I think this is like they're really loud in most of their films, and this is like their most quiet, besides I guess No Country. This is like their most quiet in terms of like the anxiety that is on screen instead of John Goodman screaming. It's
Yeah.
just this constant like subdued anxiety from our main, protagonist who is just trying to constantly just take everything that's shoved at him and be like, there's got to be an answer for this. There's got to be a reason it's happening, and just seeking
Yeah.
out that
And
reason.
never getting the reason.
Right.
Like cuz
And he goes to the rabbi. The rabbi gives him a bullshit story. Why'd you tell this story? You
like
asked.
literally doesn't matter. Yeah, like it just made like even for me, I'm just like confused the whole time because like I'm just like,
It's,
what the fuck?
it's so good.
Who wrote this on the teeth? What's up with it? Like, what is up with the teeth? Like,
He's like, yeah, no, the dude who even was really curious just stopped questioning it and then he moved on with his life and
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think like the last rabbi is supposed to more represent like God.
that's what I was thinking
like
too.
not really there for
Yeah, he's like
people.
silent.
Yeah.
Give you literally no answers. Like
The
Yeah.
rabbi is busy. I just saw him. He didn't look
didn't
busy.
look busy.
He's thinking.
it looks like he's fucking sleeping in there with that last shot, basically. Like it's like a zombie. And then the reveal, I guess I missed it. I need to like rewatch that scene again. But apparently, when he gives the kid the Walkman, he's like quoting lyrics from like a song or something.
Oh
Like-
shit! I did not catch that.
So it's like
I thought it was just related to God.
it's like
And
God,
believing in
that
God.
kid gets to God, and then God basically tells him like rock and roll, baby. You know, like that's kind of what I got
Yeah,
from that
yeah.
scene. And he's like, just do it. You know, like fucking live it. And that's not what you would think in that rabbi's going to give that kid, but it's that to me that's like the fun of the scene or the Coen's fun of it, which is like God's going to give you this fun answer instead of like
Yeah.
this like prestige answer, you know. But
No.
yeah, it's a nice like parallel with the father and the son in the movie too. You know, like
Oh yeah.
they're
Yeah,
both kind of like
true.
coming of age in ways.
Learning to deal with their shit. Yeah.
I was wondering too. I mean, this is obvious. I think this is like the most Jewish movie I've seen. Besides maybe like Schindler's List. I don't know, but
God damn, Matt.
sorry, was that too dark? But I wonder, like, this movie must land so much more for like a Jewish person, right? I mean, like, it's got to be
would
just
think
like
so.
uber
Just
relatable.
relatability.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I was wondering, the comedy was there for me, but when it's like the first rabbi, like the title pops up, and it's like this ominous fucking music with like the first rabbi show, like, I mean, that's just funny, but I assume like a Jewish person that's just gonna like pop the roof off, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Same with like the when the kid reads the was it the Torah or whatever it
Yeah.
is.
yeah, that's high as
Something
fuck.
every Jewish kid probably went through.
Dude,
And also was smoking weed.
Yeah, right.
I
Yeah,
love that.
when
You're
it
just getting
pans-
high in the bathroom
He's like looking
beforehand.
at all the
Yeah.
people, and then it pans to like the kid he was smoking weed with, and the
I
kid's just
oh
like,
my god, I was dying.
So good.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that's a nice moment too, because like it's funny because it's like his singing is atrocious, and the song
Yeah.
is like sounds so bad, but then like the parents are like, that's the one moment of like love and like pride they can get in the movie is like from that moment.
Yeah, so there was like a scene that I like kind of questioned because at the time I didn't know who like Psy was because I think Psy hadn't been actually introduced. But there's a point where like it's like right after his wife tells him she wants a divorce and then he has to like sleep on the couch or whatever and he wakes up in the middle of the night and somebody like opens the fridge and it's just like chugging orange juice. And I assumed it was Psy who just got done like banging his wife, and he's just chugging orange juice because he's like thirsty.
That was his brother.
Fridge.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Because like I didn't actually like it was dark in the scene too, so like I couldn't tell like who it actually was. I don't know. I
From
thought it
what
was a
we
different
know,
person.
Psy and his wife never did anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in
Right.
his dream, Psy said he banged the shit out of his wife. So
Right.
Yeah.
I wrote down that I think Psy is maybe the most unlikable Coen character, and that's like
Oh my
saying
God.
something.
That
Like,
was like
yeah.
one of the scenes that
He
really
was
fired
bad.
me up.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, why would you just take this? Like,
Yeah,
why
this
aren't
guy's
you
hugging,
mad?
You're
Like-
hugging the guy who's fucking your. Yeah, I don't know.
he's like walks into his kitchen, is like, it's really important how we handle ourselves in this situation, as he's
Yeah.
like backing him into his like fucking cabinets and shit. Like,
Dude, or like when they're like, yeah, we think like you should move out into the Jolly Roger. And he's just,
yeah.
what if you just moved into Psy's house? And they're just like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
just do,
Like,
right? Or whatever the fuck he
crazy.
says. Like, yeah, that's insane.
when he counts down from 10 at the restaurant or silently.
Yeah.
Holding his hand.
Fucking
I
good.
made a note. There's maybe a couple too many dream sequences in the last half of this movie. Similar to
There are a
Blood
lot.
Simple.
there are a lot.
Yeah, it just kind of.
Yeah.
He's in the motel room having multiple dreams one after another, almost, which is.
Yeah, I almost
just
like
how they
do it, I
didn't
guess.
know. Like it was almost like hard to keep track of like what was real and what was in a dream.
I
But
assume that's like
A little
the
tricky.
intent. But
Yeah.
like, I didn't need that, you know. But whatever. Cohen's like it. Cohen's
does
like to get
anybody
confusing.
actually need that though?
The Coens do.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess they like to get like
I don't-
their shit twisted in the third act.
I was just trying to be dumb. Yeah.
I did like the one dream sequence where he ships his brother off to Canada and they shoot him. And then they're
Yeah.
like, look, Dad, another Jew. I was like, oh my
I know
God.
that one.
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit.
The neighbor too. He's like eyeballing the Asian dude. He's like, this guy's
Yeah.
This guy
bothering
bothering
you.
you?
Yeah.
Dude, I love how like the dad is like exactly like the kid, like the kid in his class. Like they're like exactly the
bully,
same,
just like a
basically.
big, yeah.
Or at least like how they interact, because like
Mhm.
I don't know, the guy's just like talking. The lawyer is just like talking himself in circles, and like it isn't like you can tell he's kind of a dumbass, and like that's the same with like the student too. You know, like
Yeah.
just like father like son. I
Yeah,
don't
especially
know.
when he gets the check at the end, it's like, wow, he just paid for this guy's services, and he did what? Like,
Yeah, right.
And
There was a moment when, you know, everything, he's like, doesn't matter in this whole movie. And then when he tells his wife, he's mowing part of our lawn, and she's like, does it matter? Yes, I will agree that that matters. If someone
That's
was
the one
mowing
thing.
a section, yeah, I 100% agree with that. Mow a section of my lawn, we have problems.
Wow. What is
My
it?
yard.
property lines
Yeah,
and
okay.
shit.
just intruding on your land? Is it an easy
Yeah, I guess the
masculinity thing?
last place we lived, I didn't know. Like, I figured our property line was this. So, like, at one point, they mowed onto, like, too far over the neighbors, and I was just kind of like, why'd they do that? And I'm just staring out the window fuming for no reason because they mowed one strip on my property. So I just made it clear from that point on I was going to mow first and always be on top of it. So
Yeah,
it
just
does
mow
matter.
on. Mow. Did you mow into their yard? That's what I'd do.
This old
But
lady, I
farther
did mow
over
onto
into
her
their
yard
yard.
because she
The
waited so
neighbor.
long to do it. So
Oh.
yeah. And I offered to mow her yard because she tipped her mower over one time and was like laying out there and we didn't know. But we were told not to go rescue her because her dog. This is getting into a weird tangent. Anyway, but anyway, so I was like, hey, I could mow your yard. She's like, no, I got it. I'm like, nah, I don't think you do, but okay.
Yeah,
So anyway.
that stubborn pride that old people have.
Yeah, a lot of passive aggression in mowing the lawn. I never would have guessed. With
Yeah. Yeah.
Realistically, it kind of fucks
that's-
up the environment. It like literally takes out like the ecosystem for like a lot of like insects to live. I mean, that's like part of the reason why bees are becoming extinct.
They'll
So
find
like
somewhere else.
I'll say it. Fuck bugs. Yeah. Fuck them.
if we don't have bees, we will die. Because
Fuck
they
'em.
pollinate
Bees
our
done for me
plants.
recently, though.
This thing back here is for bees.
You let bees in your place?
It's a home for bees. I don't know. I was gonna put it
Wow.
outside somewhere.
Nice. You're doing God's work, Joe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like
Doesn't
bees.
matter though.
To be honest,
gonna
well,
say-
this is
I was
also a
gonna
tangent, but I would love to be a beekeeper, like part time or some shit. Just have some.
Why?
Jason Statham, the beekeeper.
Oh,
Okay.
that kind of bee.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen the movie. To be honest, I don't really like Jason Statham or his movie. They're fine. They're fine. All right, I'll watch them. They're like
But this
What are you
one-
entertaining.
doing?
But
What-
that's
what
not what
is
I
it
meant.
these
I had
days?
the idea to be a beekeeper before that shit.
Why
Anyway,
you just
moving
go after
on.
Jason
I
Statham
re-
like that?
I rated this a 3.5.
Okay, yeah, I was at a 3 with this one. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I think.
This is my second
was.
5-star for the Coens, I'd say.
Oh
Damn.
shit!
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Nice. Yeah, I do have 3 Coen brothers at 5 stars. I think it's the most of any filmmakers, but I think that means I have to go back and give the other filmmakers more 5 stars. not in a bad way, but like the Coens,
Yeah.
when they hit their sweet spot in their stride, it's amazing.
Oh,
But-
when they're in their pocket, they're in
Yeah.
their pocket. You know,
Sure.
it's good.
Yeah.
It's just they have a lot of lulls, which honestly, I don't know if refreshing is the right word. Like when I watch a Tarantino movie, I know it's going to be a banger because I'm biased, and I thought that for the Coens because I've loved a lot of their movies. But
Mhm.
there's been a few where I'm just kind of like, yeah, this is okay. You know?
Fine.
Yeah.
I think me and Joe were talking, about a few days ago, where it's like this dive specifically, and just every director's dive we've already done. It's like you kind of are shocked at how like
Kinda
the
got,
directors only make like one kind of movie, or just like keep doing
Oh,
like
yeah.
what works for them.
Yeah.
Like even like Tarantino and Fincher, like they got their bag, and they fucking keep doing it. And
Yeah. It seemed like Fincher's movies that were like the weakest were when he deviated from like, the fucking
From
like
his
thriller. Yeah.
His, like,
his
noir
brand. Yeah.
Speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's tough as an artist. Like even like music too. I was thinking about it where it's like people get pissed
Mm-hmm.
if you change your sound, if you do, it's
Right.
like, but you don't want to fucking keep making the same shit. So it's like,
Right. You gotta
Hard.
experiment.
mhm.
Yeah.
Which I'll give the Coens credit. Like a lot of their stories, they hit like this similar beats, but I think they have pretty much the most diverse in terms of, I guess, what's the word, genre? Like they have comedy, they have drama, they have, the Western coming up. They have, I don't know. I mean, I feel like
No
They try
Country's kind of
different
like a
stuff.
thriller.
Yeah.
They've done a
I
rom
feel like
com, like
yeah, when they got
Yeah.
into the 2000s, I feel like they were really trying to do other stuff. Like, yeah, they had a fucking rom-com followed by a heist movie. I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
they were definitely trying other stuff. Yeah.
they got their
feels
characters,
like
they got
they're-
their structures, but they try to
Yeah.
like place them in different genres for sure.
yeah.
And on actuality, I feel like they are reasonably successful. Obviously, like you said, Alex, like they have the lulls, but even the lulls are like mid. They're not like bad, Like,
That's true. Yeah.
And even the lulls, I
thought they
feel like
were.
upon rewatch, I think they'll change. I mean, look at The Serious Man. When I first watched it, I found it a little off-putting. but
Yeah.
like I enjoyed the ideas and the themes and how it made me think. So that's why when coming back to it, I'm like, I think I'm gonna really like it. And if I really just like sit down and really think about it. And I did. I really enjoyed it.
Hmm.
So
Nice. Yeah. That's for sure. Their rewatches. I mean, even for Burn After Reading, they get better. They definitely.
yeah.
They might jolt you the first time, and then you're just like ready for it the second time or something. But,
So I'm
Like I'm
curious to like start to think and stuff. Like I feel like if I went
yeah.
back and watched that, I'd just like soak up even more from that one, and maybe more with Serious Man too.
Yeah, I advocate for rewatching, but like recently, a few movies that I've currently rewatched and like bumped up from like 3 stars to five. I'm like rewatching is just so important. I mean, especially at different stages in your life,
yeah,
I think
Yeah.
that
definitely.
it just they connect better,
It's
or
crazy
you
too,
just
because
get it.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of the
maybe
movies
to draw
that
from.
I've bumped to five come from a 3.5 star movie in a weird.
Yeah,
That's kind of weird.
Yeah,
Where it's like you
that's
might
true.
just not get it the first. I mean, it makes sense though. It's like it was a good movie, but whatever. But like
yeah,
then you watch it again and just like,
Like,
oh,
damn.
Swiss
Yeah.
Army Man was that way. The Lighthouse was that way for me. Like you just got to give it another try and then kind of like get on board.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And like my more shocking one was Sicario. Like I just thought that was just going to be like the average run of the mill cartel esque, U.S. government movie, but like it's just so well written. But then Villeneuve brings in his like
It's
style and
chisel.
makes you even more. Yeah,
Dude,
it's really good filmmaking and or based. The foundation of the story is where it starts, but like bringing in Denny was like a great choice.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I had to
learning to
rewatch that
just
one.
not. Yeah, same. I've only seen that one once, but I'm learning
that
to
was one.
not.
It was at 3.5, and I bumped it to five. Like
eh,
it was without question this watch through.
yeah, I find
Nice.
that a lot too. It's like 3.5, and it's like it usually goes to 4.5, but then I'm like, it's worthy of a 5 maybe. So yeah, I see that a lot.
Bump it up.
But dude,
Bump it up.
I'm just learning not to underestimate Denis Villeneuve because after Dune Part Two, I was like, all right, Dune One, I'm cool with it. Like I'm back on board. It fills in,
Mhm.
like. So
I
I think
get,
he's just underrated.
yeah,
Maybe not.
I get the
He's one of the
Dune
best directors
like
right now.
hype.
He's good.
Yeah, definitely. And like I rewatched it in IMAX, and it kind of enhanced my experience. But
Yeah,
Me too.
honestly, I feel like Dune and Dune 2 are like his weakest of his filmography.
Yeah,
really.
I kind of agree. I mean, weak in a 4 star way,
Yes,
like
right,
Right, right,
exactly.
right.
so it's like you
Like
can't
as
really
weak as he
complain.
can
But
get,
yeah,
but like I just
I don't know. I
the
mean, what I was gonna say about Dune, like even this last one, just like for the budget and what I mean, they made fucking sandworms, like a lot of sandworms for like under $200 million. I mean,
yeah,
like you see Indiana Jones, like $350
yeah.
million movie for just like a
Blew.
fucking 30-minute, introductory.
yeah,
That's why I think he's the best,
The
one of the
aging
best
situation.
directors right now. Is like he can use all his material and budget to the fullest, and he can give
Yeah.
you visual images, the
Yeah.
likes of which like should make people sad. Like in that, or like because
Yeah.
to put something at that scale and that visually stunning is like it kind of sets a precedent for everyone else to be like, you
Yeah.
can't do that, like
this is what we can do. Yeah.
yeah. So
That's capable.
Yeah, and I
he
think
knows what to
even
do.
before that, look at Godzilla -1, like what they did with their super budget. Like watching Godzilla just eviscerate people with his breath.
Yeah.
I'd watch that on repeat.
Yeah.
It's all about how you allocate the resources, man. Like
Exactly.
the 350 million things. Honestly, it's like almost a money laundering scheme at a certain point
Yeah.
where it's like, let's just overinflate all the budgets and overinflate timelines and shit like that, and then like not get the value out of it somehow. But
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like just the attention is given to the wrong places
Right.
with the budget like that. It's like you have so much, I feel like you don't know where to put the energy into at that point. You're like,
too
well,
many hands, too many fucking people.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But,
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I did have one more note about a serious man, just randomly. One of my favorite moments was when he's tweaking the satellite dish on the roof.
Yeah.
To me, I just found like a lot of the theme there, where it's like this temperamental like signal catcher, where it's like getting different signals, and it's like kind of staticky and messed up, but then like each one is giving you new information in a weird way, and it's like how if you'll listen to it or not. I don't know. Maybe I was just reading into that scene, but
No,
I
cool.
found that to be
awesome. I forget when he's in the rabbi, or I forget where he was.
Yeah, he's
What
like
he called
he's
at
talking to a divorce
school.
lawyer.
That's it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For the get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right after he told him his hourly rate.
Yeah.
I'm not getting
Well, he didn't.
whatever the TV show is still.
Yeah, it's fuzzy. Yeah.
He didn't give him his hourly rate. He gave him his other
Oh, yeah, the
people's
other
hourly
guys.
rate. And then right when he was going to tell him his, he gets a call. Oh, you
Yeah.
can take this.
Yeah, never hears it.
Yeah.
Gets the bill at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
$3,000.
And for
Oh,
what?
ridiculous.
He does kind of get like a victory though with like the 10-year moment and then the like turning the F into the C- moment. That's like his personal agency moment, you know?
Yeah, I didn't know
like
if
Does
that
it
was gonna
kill
like
him?
turn around
Right.
in like
Did
the
he
the
sacrifice
couple
something?
days before he like finds out, and then like it'll like ruin his tenure. I thought that was gonna
Right.
happen, but that didn't.
Yeah.
End
Well,
up.
he gets the call from the doctor right as soon as he's erasing
That's true.
the
Yeah.
It's
grave.
like does this
Mhm.
yeah, did he like mess up like his whatever he had going before now that he's
Yeah.
decided to go that direction.
Yeah.
So much to think about.
Great questions, no
Yeah,
answers.
lot to
Yep.
chew on. Yeah.
No answers
That's life, man.
because
That's
God isn't
life.
there.
Shit.
Shit.
Now I am
Whoa.
impressed.
Damn.
God's not real.